Hi, everybody. My name is Becky Campbell, and I am your student's sixth grade science teacher. This is probably the eighth time I've tried to record this video, and I'm hoping it's going to work this time. I'm also going to probably cruise through the material only because you have access to all the material I'm going to give you in my curriculum, and I just want to get to know you a little bit. So today is actually the last day of the first week of school. So I've gotten a chance to really get to know all your kiddos, and I got to tell you, they are a really great group. So I'm very excited to get to know you guys. And I just want to take time to meet you and tell you a little bit about where your kids are going to be spending an hour every single day. So let me go ahead and take your screen. And let me move to here. Okay. So first of all, let me just show you, oops, you don't need to see that, a little bit about me. So again, my name is Becky Campbell. It's my picture of me and my husband and our four children. I have four kids. One's here at West as a seventh grader. His name is Lucas, and I have a fifth grader at U Hills, first grader at U Hills, and then a little girl who is 3 and just starting preschool. So we're a really active family. We like to be in the water. We like to be outside. We have a giant dog named Montana who's almost 2. And we really have a lot of fun just being together. So that's just a little bit about me. I went to Central Michigan University. I went to Marygrove. I'm a product of Rochester Community Schools. I went to Longmeadow and West, and then Rochester High School. And honestly, I love the city. So that's why I came back here, and I've been here for a long time. So on this document, which I will link, I have the syllabus, of course, at the bottom and the supplies. So let me go ahead and just dig into what your students need to know about this year. So this year, your students are getting real science. I know they've had science in elementary school, but we have a real science lab. I'll show you that in a second. But I just want to teach you a little bit about what we're going to be going on. So we have a lot of main units. We actually have 7 main units. We dabble in a little bit of life science and also some physical science. We don't hit earth science until 8th grade. So you see behind me, I have the poster of the periodic table of elements. That's something the kids are really excited to learn about. And that is what we are going to be learning about actually first. So we do a little bit of intro, but then just after, the end of the market period, we move into some deep chemistry. So start thinking about your high school days so you can help them. And then we get into body systems. Specifically, the digestive system is hit the hardest, but we also talk about circulatory system, excretory system, and a couple other systems too. And then we end our year really talking about animals and ecosystems and really the cycle of how everything is. So we've got a really cool thing going on here. It shouldn't say resources. It should say tips for success. So 1 and 2 are the same. Use a planner, use a planner. Your students will be getting a planner from their homeroom teacher from West, and it is a great resource. I use a planner on my phone every day. I have a big planner for my lessons. But somehow 6th graders still think that their head is enough to remember at 2:20 what they did at 7 o'clock. So please make sure they're using a planner constantly. Ask to see the planner. Bringing in a charged Chromebook is really helpful. I can't tell you how many times kids come in and they say, oh, I have a Chromebook, but it's dead. Even if it's first hour. Your Chromebook is designed to last all day. It should work. Please don't bring in your charger. You will lose the charger. Your student will lose the charger. They're not usually well labeled. I have 2 chargers. So they can always charge it if they absolutely need to, but we're asking you to make sure that they get charged every night. I ask students also to keep an open mind and open mind. That's really important. Usually kids, when they, see that we're working with worms or eyeballs and they get all grossed out, but once they get behind that gross factor, it's actually really cool. They love what they get to learn and what they get to do. And then also communicate with kindness. We started that today, how we communicate and work as a team. Science is completely a team class. We don't, it's math where you learn math and you can work by yourself and independent work. There's not a lot of independent work in science. Science is all about partnerships and teamworks and communication. And it has to be. It's a safety factor. You always have to have a lab partner. So they will learn a lot about how to communicate, how to respectfully disagree, how to have conversations. Number 6, get involved. Get involved at West. Your kids, even if they don't like school, will love coming to school if they're involved in lots of ways. Get them in an intramural. Maybe Pokemon Go. We have West Wildlife. We've got my favorite, cross country. Got to put my plug in there. It's the only sport that allows sixth graders to be in it. Right now, I think our roster's at 105 kids. It is an incredible experience. Mrs. Kelly, Mrs. Hartzig, and myself are the coaches. Even kids that don't love running, they love cross country. It's really about self-improvement, setting your own goals, encouraging others. It's a great environment. It's a great way to make new friends. And then last but not least, encourage student voice. Although I love getting parent emails, I would really prefer to get them from your students. And I think that's really important that students learn that they don't always have to rely on their parents to communicate. And so students responding on Google Classroom, students responding in emails, asking questions about homework instead of having parents ask them, really empowers them. It takes more time. I get it. You have to teach them how to write an email, how to address it, what details to put in. But in long term, it's really, really pays off. So we really encourage student voice. I just want to show you a couple of resources we have. Parent view is always great. I link my assignments in there, but I wanted to show you, this is my first hour class. All your students are already enrolled in Google Classroom, but if you look at the classwork, there's something called the daily work calendar. This is where your students will go if they forget something or if they're absent. And the hardest part is remembering which tab to click on. So as you see here, it opens right to August, and now it's September. And so you have to kind of look at the bottom here. There's tabs. You want to click on September. I don't know how to fix that. If you do, maybe let me know. But you'll see what we did today. So right here, it says communication is what we worked on today and saving Sam. And you'll see I've linked the PowerPoint presentation that went along with it. I try to link anything that I can. That way, if your students aren't here and they need a copy, they forget a copy, it's all right here. So it should all be linked. Sometimes we have multiple things in the same day, but it should all be linked there for you right in Google Classroom automatically. ISN. So the biggest thing your students need are notebooks, which are like these. We really prefer composition notebooks, not spiral notebooks. They actually put tape along the side to color code them. They hold up better. Kids are less likely to rip out paper. They will mostly be leaving this in the classroom. We don't have a science textbook. This is our science textbook. So it's really important they don't lose it. So for that reason, I usually hold on to them. So if you could get a composition notebook for them, preferably ASAP. Most of them have them already, but just in case, that is our biggest tool in science. We do use Chromebooks occasionally, but I really don't like to use them a lot because they already use them in all their other classes. And a lot of times kids are so excited to use them. They play games on them before class and they miss those 5 minutes of just connecting with each other. Even if it's like, hey, do we have homework in this class? Or, whatever it is, those are important moments. And so we try to kind of shy away from those Chromebooks as much as I can. But they're going to need it every week. We will check it. It's easy grade. They just stay on top of what we're doing in class. And it's really an easy grade as long as they don't lose the notebook. I'm a pretty normal grader. I do total points. I do allow late work all the way up to the end of the unit. I allow redos on almost everything. And again, we will have, test quizzes and labs. The labs are probably the biggest part of our grade. There's my email and also that of the other sixth grade science teachers as we share this presentation. So if you have any questions, you can always email me. But before I let you go, I really want to take a moment, stop this here, to show you guys the classroom. I feel like right now you guys don't get to see it. And we do have an open house in September, but I want to make sure you guys get a chance to actually see the room. So this is where your students are going to be. So it's after school, so my tables are up. But you see we've got our posters here. We have a really big environmental theme to our class. So you'll see there's actually posters my students made last year talking about how we can work on environment stuff. And over here, this corner is my little zoo. I don't know how it even came to that. I have a fish tank. We are going to raise salmon. We raise them every year. We usually get about 150 to 200 eggs. Last year we had 110, I think we released as part of the DNR Salmon in the Classroom project. So we release those in the spring. We get them around Thanksgiving, and it's a really cool project. It takes a lot of work from the students, but we have a core group that usually will sign up and give time. Over here is our planters. I'm hoping to get another one so we can do these year round instead of just in a plant unit. If your students have anything they want to grow in particular, We're trying to decide right now what plants. I am really pulling for a peach tree, but I think that would be cool to kind of plant here. It's kind of like, hey, look, we grew this when we were in 6th grade, and maybe it'll be here 20 years from now. Who knows? We're also getting a worm compost bin. We have it. I just have to put it together still, and that will be really cool too. And then in the spring, we raise our baby chicks, and I don't have them out yet because, again, that's the spring. We kind of flip-flop our our fish for that. So this is just the glass room. It's got a lot of really fun, powerful things in here with our posters, but mostly your students. They're what make it great. They're the ones that work hard. They're the ones that discover everything. And I'm really excited to get to know them. And thank you so much for your support. Please look for lots of emails from me. I'm constantly communicating. And if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.